Welcome, my friends, back to Marvel Snap. Legion is the brand new card to be able to acquire right here, right now. I have gone a full 180 on this card. I thought that he was going to be terrible. I thought that I was only going to be acquiring him on the free-to-play account. But now I think we have some insane potential, as Glenn, the lead card designer over at Second Dinner, has just recently clarified that he does synergize oh so potently alongside Storm. Alright, deck is updated. This is what I am seeing as the greatest potential here. We might be altering Magik. We're going to get a spread of games and highlights for you guys where we might iterate just a little bit, but there's always going to be the deck list right up above. This is contending for me with the worst base card art in the game, but one of the coolest abilities. Replace each other location with this one, and here we have both cards that create locations to be able to play around here with what we can do. If we play Storm on 4, she will create flooding. If then we play Legion on 5 on flooding, all 3 locations will become flooded and locked out for turn 6. So that's right. We've got matches with Magik that go into 7 turns. We now have matches with Legion that will just go to 5 turns. We have matches with TVA that just go to 4 turns. We have the whole spectrum here, and it's really exciting. And we could also flip the coin, play alongside Magik with her Limbo effect, and then be able to distribute Limbo if we wanted to go that route, depending on our card draw, depending on the opponent's deck, our read of the matchup. Legion is going to be able to distribute Limbo in a way that the opponent is not able to undo all 3 locations to surprise us by ending the game early, and it's also going to undo all of the other location effects. Limbo is just wide open. No changes anywhere, and that could be really powerful for us if the opponent is trying to key alongside a location effect to be able to get the victory. The rest of our deck here is location lockdown and generating a lot of power from passing energy, because if we lock out the game on 5, we have to make sure that we are still passing the opponent. We want to have residual ways to still gain power without playing new cards, hence the Sunspot, the Nebula. Jeff will be able to be played to flooding, and then we have Cyclops as well. You could go for Misty Knight, but she's just 1 more power, and the list is pretty tight as it is. I like running the full High Evolutionary location lockdown, so the deck can still function even if we don't find Legion. That's the goal. Let's hit our highlights. Sunspot, Legion, Cyclops. This is the opening hand we love. With the Storm, let's go! Sunspot over here. Right. Beauty. Poetry even. Holla. Holla back now. Sunspot scales. Would have loved to see the Nebula. She's the only thing that I would try and add in here. Jeff, we just told the Jeff. Cyclops here. Guessing my opponent won't play to the Holla. The beautiful thing is that it doesn't even look that suspicious if I play Storm on 4, like Cyclops on 3, Storm on 4, because everybody knows High Evolutionary location lockdown is a thing, and they're like, oh, you just drew the Storm late, so naturally you would play it now. And then we hit him with this. Yeah, storm me here. Could have stormed on mid. That way I would have at least had a card played to all the locations. Dracula vs Sunspot? That's going to be a spicy one because the opponent will have an expanded hand. Almost impossible for them to drop Mjolnir right. I guess they could play Lockjaw Mjolnir right now if they had it. A Lockjaw high roll could be dangerous. I'm still playing this though. Playing this every time. Jane? I hope you win, Jane. No shot you could play those, and now you have those little dud cards in hand for the Dracula. Wow. Jeff is my favorite. My little baby land shark loves the flooded locations. I think if we drop the Magik, man, I'm not sure who we would want to run instead. You could be looking at, I don't think you go to the Misty Knight. I think you actually just go to a Enchantress or a Rogue, because there's so much power tied up in this deck in debuffing the opponent out of the Cyclops, out of the thing. So being able to undo those effects could be really good. If we don't find Storm, are we interested in dropping Legion on anything else? I don't know. He's probably coming up second fiddle to the Spider-Man. We could play him on turn 6 as well to be able to get that location effect and then surprise the opponent by winning in that way. Something like a Nidavellir buff going to a lane where the opponent is not just competing with a lot of little pieces. Nothing to do 3. That hurts. If we draw Storm, we can still combo out. I do have the Nebula, but I do not have Sunspot or Cyclops, so you're looking for a lot of key pieces in the early game to be able to pull off a successful Legion. You need that early tempo, and we just don't have that right now. So we're going to go High Evo here. High Evo for as much power as possible. Probably drop Spider-Man on left. And see where we go from there. Prof X. That is bold. Bold to the point of being foolish? Oh, they have Jeff? They must have Jeff to be able to add, right? In which case, I can Legion to be able to distribute something like Vibranium Mines and then take away the +5 that their Jeff would be receiving. And I could still come out on top from the Nebula scaling. I'm up by 5 right now. Their Jeff would add 3. So yes. Yes. Not exactly the initial game plan that I had going in with a Legion. But as I'm seeing all the pieces align right here, putting Legion down for 8 power on Vibranium Mines, they don't have it. Victory. Yes. All right, guys. Brainstorming other ideas for Legion. We're looking at location clusters that synergize with specific archetypes. Patriot. Patriot could enjoy Legion. There are a number of locations that spawn no power tokens that Patriot is then able to key off of. And then there's also locations such as Washington, D.C. heavily benefits Patriot. You have a whole set of locations there that would really love, that Patriot would really love getting copied to every single location, benefiting you more than your opponent. Destruction has a whole suite of destruction synergistic locations that you could really capitalize on. That one is a little interesting because I wonder if I Magik here or if I just play Jeff. I think I just played Jeff. I have to top deck Storm though. I'm still gonna just play Jeff. The destruction deck is normally able to get the win if it just has one location that's giving it the free destructions, because it can then synergize with everything playing together anyway, and it can distribute the advantage to the entire game rather than needing it to be present in every single location. Here we have flooding. I'll actually be able to open that back up with Legion. See if I can throw my opponent for a loop on this one. We'll have to also get a read on who has the most cards to the board if I want Nidavellir or New York. But I don't think I'm going to Magik. I could Magik to cancel you, but I don't have... You play Magik if you're holding Hulk, if you're holding Doctor Doom, if you're holding Spider-Man, all these cards that you want to scale up into the high end for. And I think that you pass on Magik if you're missing that and playing with more early game, which is what we're doing here. Final archetype that has a suite of synergistic locations is Move. Move is looking at a lot of pretty beneficial pieces. Locations they can really tee off of. I mean, multiple Great Webs, multiple Ant Maze, that goes insane. Multiple Strange Academies, the chaos factor there would be wild. Alright, they want to be able to drop a lot of power, spawn a lot of tokens, play White Tiger, play Doctor Doom. I want freedom to be able to match you. I want this open so I can play there if I need to. And I do not want Nidavellir giving them a bonus if they're creating a lot of little tokens right here. We'll do this. New York. New York. Freedom of movement. True freedom of movement. We're playing D&D here. Call me a druid? Nope. It's a barbarian, right? Barbarian, the way I got freedom of movement. Every single one of these. Honestly, hang on. They want to play to Wong. I don't think they move Wong, so I think I actually move Nebula, and then I like move Jeff over here, and then I'm gonna drop the doctor on him. I know this one loses, but maybe he moves that. You could also just consolidate here. But yeah, I like the idea that I'm getting the pressure on everything if he chooses to move his cards and then consolidate. Don't reconnect me on this one. We're going Dr. Doom. Sorry, that's coming up just short. Ooh. Feels good, feels good.
Victory.
Ooh, Hulk. Okay, so we'll see if we want to scale the monster or if we want to end things early. Because the combo is not super reliable, right? Playing Storm on 4 into Legion on 5. I feel like you want to have the high end of the deck still available to play. And so that's where this list is. It's somewhat straddling archetypes, which has not traditionally had a lot of success in Snap, but I think it does work here in what it is able to do. And I want to be able to draw. It's after turn 4. I just need to find Storm, man. Get my tempo going. Westview. All right, that'll delay things even more. Ooh. I will wait. Let these powerhouses scale. We could play Magik next turn and still be able to float for the Hulk, or we can drop Storm if we get it. That's Domain. That's Domain. You're Electro? I'm just going to play Cyclops here. We might not be on a Legion path. I could cancel everything with the Legion to the Death's Domain, but then my Legion dies, and I think that opponent could be ahead. If I get Dr. Doom, it could be a good situation, but otherwise, it could be very dangerous. With a ramp deck opponent, we'll see what else they show here. Sandman. Yeah, so they are like full ramp. Do I want to go the extra turns up against them? Be able to match with Hulk? Attack with the thing? Or do I want to end it? Oh, the power is at my fingertips? But I think the call is actually thing. Without Dr. Doom here, especially. I think we just go Thing and then we drop Hulk on Jotunheim. Hulk's gonna be 20. This lane's gonna look insane.
It's clobbering time.
Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
DP, fine. But then you get debuffed. So now your doubling doesn't even look as good if you Zola. And I rocket down mid with Hulk. There we go. We don't have to use Legion if we don't need to. The opponent's snapping? They do not. Oh, he wanted to go for the tie. Cute. Alright. That's fine. Hi, Galactus. Oh, well. Here it is, the Storm Legion. Please let me draw my early cards. We do have the Jeff. I'll just hold Jeff. I would rather not play him. I'd rather play anything else. I can play him on that final turn. Fury's Lab. Well, I'll play that. And I'll probably storm it out. Yeah, big Titania. Very big Titania. Gonna have to be quite careful on this one. Oh, deep space, fascinating. Alright, we need the benefit from Shuri's Lab on the Cyclops, then we storm it, then we Legion out, and then we move Jeff for the dub. Goes max to deep space. Yeah, deep space is like incredibly good for this deck that we're up against. Just incredibly good. They have tempo even here. But they have initiative. They have initiative because of their early tempo. Max 0 double Titania, that'll do it to you.
Wind, aid my hand.
A mystery card, you say? That mystery card has to be better than... It has to be better than what Legion is doing. It was turn 4 that they played that? Maybe Jeff would win. Turn 4, what else is this deck doing? Just dropping the randos. The Atuma? The Atuma goes down. The Sentry pulls over. Ah. Yes, yes, yes. It's a low cube game, but it feels so dang good. His head's just spinning on that one. Yeah.
Victory.
Here is the deck in all of its glory, titling this one the Storm Legion, the most Warhammer 40k name I've ever given to a deck. Legion could be the real deal, guys. Location lockdown has never looked this oppressive. My gosh. Just the fact that you can play around with claustrophobic board states to such a high degree of advantage when you hold Spider-Man, when you hold Jeff, and then being able to have these other scaling pieces that you can then put into completely zoned off locations because of the Legion it's amazing. If we get early tempo, we can lock that in. If we get our late game pieces, we can smash that with the Magik. The looks here are amazing, and I'm so happy that Legion is delivering way above what everybody was expecting him to be able to do. Everybody was not anticipating for this interaction with Storm to work the way that it does, but the fact that it does, it makes sense playing him now. I really hope that they tighten up Mirror Dimension so that there's not that dissonance of Mirror Dimension copying, flooding, but then taking the extra turn to actually lock down. I think that confuses a lot of initial players. But boy, I am actually very excited to be testing out other lists with Legion as a tech card and see how much advantage we could crank out of this wild-eyed mad lad. If you guys pick this deck up, I hope it earns you many cubes on your climb up to infinite. And if you're testing him out in any other decks, you're going to have to let me know what you're finding success with down in the comments below so that I can brew up some sauce alongside you guys. Till next time, thank you guys for watching. Don't stop stamping.